Hello, welcome back. Today is day 5. It's Tuesday. If it wasn't for the journal, I think I would be lost as to what day it is. Yesterday, when I drew the frame around the little journaling card, I did it on this page. So there are some lines, but not such a big deal. I've pulled out some stuff. I'd cut this little card. It's like on a very like a light bridal cream. I cut this a while ago on my brother, and I really just like this dainty look and how it goes on the black. And then I pulled out this is it's a vellum, foiled vellum. I don't think I'll use the French lady. In fact, I'm just going to cut off because I am finding if I make a decision, so that can be used some other time. If I make a decision, I should just stick with it, because otherwise I second guess myself all the time and then nothing gets done. And then I also have, I'm a big fan, there's a lot of bling, I'm a big fan of crowns and the symbol of crown. I just like it. And then I've got these, they're stickers. But you can see they see through, so they look like lace. I think I'll use something like that. Then I've got something fun. These are scratch stickers, so maybe if we hide maybe something, and then you put something behind and you scratch it off, I don't know. And then I came across this little journaling card. I don't know how you pronounce it, Fernweh. I think it's a German word. I've traveled a lot. I've traveled to over 30 countries. With kids now, I'm not traveling as much. But suddenly, you know, when you have that yearning, you have it. I think it's maybe more so because airplanes and things are grounded. But that's definitely how I'm feeling today. At least that I can go further than my property boundaries. Okay, let's start. I've also got a little, where is it now? I'll get there. A Versamark little white ink. I very rarely use white inks. So now I want to do a background, but at the same time I don't want to do a background behind the vellum. So I need to decide where the vellum goes. I think I'm just going to do the vellum corner to corner, because that's going to be my starting point. And then I want the rows to line up over the vellum. So that, like, anything like that would work, because those will be my two main items, and then the black I'm going to deal with somehow. So I want to do a background. I'm going to start with a clear gesso, and then I'm probably just going to use some of the same white stain paint that I used yesterday. I'm using a very thin double-sided tape to stick down the vellum. Adhesives on vellum are tricky, and I want the vellum, the things to be where I want them to be, so that the glue doesn't ooze, that the picture stays nice and crisp. I'm sticking it right on the edge, and then I'm just going over my bone folder with it to make sure it catches the adhesive nicely. Okay. So you can still see the faint shadow where the adhesive for the double-sided tape was, but it's not too bad. I love vellum. I love foiled vellums, and this one, because it's foiled, there's a slight indent. It's also tactile. I really like multi-dimensional tactile pages. Not necessarily interactive, but just that there's something to feel. I'm going to use some of the lace plastic, I don't know, sticker, but now there's a big chunk of it hidden behind the card, which I don't want, so I'm going to cut it and use the offcut for the other side, so that you get maximum effect from the little sticker. And then, if anyone wants to know what I did, I cut it to size, except that's a sticky side. So it's the wrong way around. Let's see if I can salvage it and do something different. Sometimes I want to kick myself for being the particular brand of idiot that I am. Okay, so change of, now how do I mark this? Let's put it there. Okay, so change of plan. Check where your adhesive is. No, that's wrong. That's right. Use up, up, up. Yeah, that's okay. I've got a big tree just outside, and I'm in a loft, so my studio is way up in the branches, so the birds sound very close. I'm wondering if I should use this little Frankenstein corner. Yes, I think that'll be that the whole thing is now covered. I'm positioning the little journaling card right on the edge of where it can be. I didn't intend for everything on my page to be so low, but because I cut the thing the wrong way, so if I move it there, it's over. So I'm putting it right on the edge, and I'm using double-sided tape again because of the sticker being very shiny. It's a bit tricky to use a glue. I mean, you can, it just takes longer to set. That is glued. I didn't put any adhesive under the little rose part. I didn't know if I maybe want to use it as a tuck spot. So now I want to add some definition over with probably a stencil or some texture paste to mimic the that's viney, that's viney, that's viney, to get it in relief. I of course said I'm gonna gesso the page. I never did, so I'm just gonna do the little top bit with the clear. So this is a much thicker stencil. It's actually when you put it on a cake and you do icing sugar, but I like that it's a big stencil. So I'm going to try some white ink, maybe some of this, and then maybe I'll do texture paste over it here and there. With it being so thick though, it may have some seepage, so maybe this is too wet. Maybe just ink is better. Actually, I think that's better, and I'm going to use the actual little thing to ink, and then I'll go over it with a little, let's see, that's a crazy look. It's okay, it's a bit flat, but look, it's a chalk, yeah, it's a chalk, yeah, so it looks like a, let's see where I can continue the stencil now, something like that. It's just to fill the background with something. Oops, you see, this is a difficult stencil, it's big, it's not meant for something like that. Yeah, that's okay. And then we need something else over that. This is a piece of plastic lace which I use for stenciling and things. I'm going to see if I can do that over and maybe there with some texture. I don't actually know if this is going to work. It's got a little piece of tape which you can refresh, because then that sticks on the mat. and then you can stencil over it. I've got a bit of antique bronze, which I'm going to mix with the white. I don't know if you're supposed to be mixing these products, but I am. And then I'm going to see if I can just sort of almost dry brush it. I've loaded some of the inky paint on a dry brush, and it's quite a hard brush, and like old-fashioned stenciling, I'm just sort of stippling it in there, and then let's pull it off. I have no idea how this is going to look. Yeah, that's fine. It just needs to go higher because obviously now where the adhesive was, it didn't catch. Okay, then we continue. That's fine. But I think we need some of it just on the edge. I don't know if it'll stick on the little plastic sticker. This is like it's almost like, I don't know, flesh colour. Yeah, that's alright. It's just to tie everything in. I'd have liked it slightly more metallic. I suppose I can make it more metallic. Whoopsie, that went over. I think this is getting messy now. Let's see. It's good actually. Maybe just here. Yeah. Okay. That bit of the mess is done. Since I've now brought in this nude colour, I'm thinking maybe a lace, or like, oh, that's good, like a fragment of doily, because in that is a 3D version of that. I don't know how you... Okay, this is a massive thing. But you snip it, and then I need to decide what goes where, because you can still see all the backgrounds through it, and then where would this fit in? It needs to be smaller. Okay, let me cut this thing to size. Okay, I'm now quite happy that I didn't glue down the rose, because now that can tuck in. The colour that was wrong in here is the copper. It's not wrong, but it's not right, so we need to fix that. I feel like I want to do two, but I think that's actually going to start diluting this, which was my main draw. So I'm just going to do one. So let's glue that and then glue that. I think gel medium will be the best. It's stained, it doesn't matter. But then something is still wrong here, because there's now a lot of stuff on this page. Yeah, it can't be next to, because then it fights. I'm going to stick with that, okay, and then we'll deal with that. I'm putting the doily down, and then I'm gel mediuming over it, and hopefully, eventually, it'll stick. Gel medium is super sticky, and I'm smudging it in. Because this is bulky, obviously I don't want it coming loose, and then I'll just brayer and wipe over it to see where we go from there. I think the gel medium, do this underneath, the gel medium will also stiffen the doily. Okay, so okay, that's on. I'm going to dry it, and then the top, the two little hoops are enough. This is too much. when you are sticking on your doily, make sure that it doesn't distort to one side, or that you just keep the shape the way you want it. Now that I've cut off the one piece, I'm just going to use it there. That then gives a better balance without being too bulky. I've also taken this brush that still had some of the stenciling and just brushed over the center medallion to highlight it a bit. And I may actually just do the same super lightly over the bottom rows. Yeah, so now the colours move across the page. Sometimes if a colour is wrong, just repeat it and then it seems intentional. I'm using a wipe and I'm just pressing over the wet gel medium and where I've stenciled to force the colour into the doily cotton and to just lift some of it. I like colour, I like detail. My big passion actually is home decor, so for those with a passion for some home stuff, I post as random minutes, one word on Instagram. So I like bringing some crazier ideas through into the journaling world too. Okay, I'm going to give this a blast with a heat gun and see where we are. I'm tempted to add more stuff, but I think it's actually okay. The only thing I want to check is I've got some pull stickers, maybe just a strip of that, something slightly more three-dimensional, but again in the same colorway. I think the pearls will work. I also have these little gems, the black, and let me stick one down if it's not nice. I know it's super shiny. Yeah, they don't really add anything. They like draw attention. It's not like you want them to draw attention, you just want them to be there. I'm going to go with these little pull goodies on the edge and then just cut them where they, oopsie, too long. Yeah, that's nice. You can hold. I wanted a big flat back pull, but I only had these beads. But then in the same bag I had big flat back. Looks like bear's eyes. I think I'm going to go with that. It just gives a stop to the page. I feel like I want to do like a smudgy charcoal in that strip. So I'm just looking through my pencils to see. I think that can, this is a brown. What is this? Chocolate. Better than the black perhaps. Let me see. Traced in the little doily holes. This is a watercolor at gunmetal. It's very grey, very light grey. I'm just going to dab some water so that it flows a bit, and then it just for some shadows and some definition. I ended up using the chocolate brown more than the or chocolate, yeah, more than the grey. It's very slight and subtle, but it just softens the page and it brings the black to the creamy to the coppery. So it's literally just drawing a little stripe right at the edge and just dabbing some water. It gives a very, very, very faint outline, but it actually does do a lot for the page. Alright, that's it. Thank you very much for watching and for the comments, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. You know how I say that's done. I did a bit of brown over there too, and I just dabbed it back off so the black is less black and the white is less white. I think that ties in. This is a busy page. Let me know. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Alright, done for reals now. Bye.